Hi guys, now we are going to see a important keyword in Java that is known as final. So now in in languages like C, C++, we use some word keyword like const. So there const means it's a constant. You cannot change that value throughout the whole code. So if you fix that value, that's it. So in this Java also we have something keyword known as final. So you can use the final keyword with the variables. You can use the final keyword with the methods, and you can use the final keyword with the classes as well. Now let us see what one by one. So where you can use the final keyword with the variables. So let us understand where you can use that. Suppose if you declare a variable, suppose say num is equals to, let's say, 20. So after coming to the next line, if you said num is equals to 30, okay, and in the next line if you say you are going to print something, I will print that in the terminal. The num I will print and see is that correct or not. So if I compile and run, it is just printing 30. There is no issue in that. But so because you are changing here, you are changing this actual num, because first it is 20 and after that you are changing it to the 30. But what if you don't want to change this 20 and the num? It should be final. So final means in the other language I already said you will mention const, but in the Java you will mention the keyword final for the variables. So final variables cannot be changed. So you can see over here it is getting error over here only. So what the error we will read first, so we'll understand. Cannot assign a value to the final variable. So we cannot assign, so that's why you remove that, because final that is 20, the num is 20, you cannot alter that. So if you run that, so you can see that final the num value is 20, that is fine. So this is the final keyword with the variables, because this is the variable, right? This is the variable, so we are using the final keyword with the variables. Now we are going to understand the final keyword with the help of with the classes. How you can use these classes? Basically you can use the final keyword to stop the inheritance. So final keyword, so final keyword is used before the class name to stop the inheritance. So suppose let us say, so class, I have class A, okay, this is class A. Now if I come and if I say class B, that extends, see we have no issue in that, because class B extends class A, there is no issue because due to inheritance. So whatever the methods inside the class A can be inherited in the class B, so there is no issue in that. But what if you don't want that, because someone in the class A, if you have some important connections, you have password changing, password editing, show the suppose if let us say public void show let's say public, while entering the password, there you can get an option called icon I button. If you click that, your password will be visible to you. So what that is meant that, so to see the password, so I made a function called show password. So when I am extending class B, someone will come and here and inherit your features from the class A, because this is the class, anyone can use your class because it's already there in the same file or another file. That's no problem. So someone can come and extend your class, and they can simply use your method. So that's the not, they can change this method, so you should not do that, or they can view this password. So to stop the inheritance, simply to stop, what you can do is simply mention the final keyword here, that's it. So after mentioning the final keyword, you can see error over here. If you hover that error, what it will be going to say is, so cannot inherit it from final, because the final is final, that's it. You cannot inherit, because if you want to stop inheritance for the class, you can use the final keyword. So this is the use of the final keyword in the classes. So the next one is the final keyword with the methods. This is used to stop the method overriding. So the final keyword with class is used to stop the inheritance, and final keyword with the method is used to stop the method overriding. So what is meant by that? So suppose I have some function over here. Let me say the function is show, okay. So I will just for understanding the method overriding, just I will remove the final keyword. So what we are going to do in this final, so the return type is void, so mention the void. So in this show, what I will do is, so I will print something in the terminal so that you can understand. So let us say by Charan, okay. After this you are going to have some important function, okay. Let us say I have some important function like creating, not creating, addition. So let's say creation. So you have an important function called something creation, and change the name creation. Okay, this class A will implement two things. One is the username who is created that created function. So and second function will show the actual create what is created. Now someone will come and create B that will extend A. Now here I will come and due to method overriding he will say okay, again he will say show function by some say suppose by other username like let's say John, not John, some let's say Kumar. So let's say this Kumar will come and he will create a function called the same function show, and here he will come and create an object of his. So let's say he created object of B. Okay, this is like a perfect valid syntax because we have a class B, we are extending to A. Now what he will do, he will just simply say we have two functions, right? We have show function, we have creation function. So he will call with the help of this object, he will call show. Okay, he will call show, and we will also call the creation. Okay, he will call the creation. Now what is the issue with the method overriding is, suppose if I compile and run, then you can understand. So after compiling and run, you can see clearly it is not printing by Charan and created, it is just printing by Kumar and created, because some random user came and created a class B which extend my class, that is A, and inside that he just mentioned the class name as my class name. So he mentioned the method name as show. So here also he mentioned the method name as show. Inside this method name show, he mentioning his name because he is the author. So I am to change the author, he's mentioning his name, and after that he's using my function creation, and in the creation he's printing created. So I don't want that, because why he is using my function creation. So I don't want the credit to go for him by Charan, because created by Charan, but credit is taken by Kumar. I don't want that, because this is known as method overriding. The same function name, the object that you are creating. So this is class B, you are creating class B object also for the class B. So but you are calling the object for show and creation from the A class C. Creation is not there in the B class, creation is there in the A class, so your creation calling from here. So that is the reason I don't want that. To stop the overriding, you can simply say here after this public you can say final. That's it. So after saying that, you can see here we are getting an error. So overridden method is final, you cannot have an function for that overriding the final method. So basically you cannot declare that, it is showing the error. So these are the three ways of using the final keyword. One is with variables, that is constant. One is with classes to stop inheritance. One is with methods to stop overriding, that is for methods. I hope you understood this video. So remove this method.